Welcome to Your Good News. I'm Rena Sargentopoulos. This is a show dedicated to nothing but things that will make you smile or at least help you find hope and faith in humanity. The world is a rough place, and sometimes we just need to hear some of the good things going on. A couple of stories right out of the gate that made us smile. This first one involving a dog because, well, dogs are awesome, but there's something about a Great Dane that stops people in their tracks, or at least entices a double take. Boyd Hooper recently found some people using that power for good inside a St. Cloud hospital, where some supersized therapy dogs are on a very big mission.
In a neighborhood of modest homes, the St. Cloud Hospital cuts an imposing figure.
Excuse us?
But an imposing figure can also be found inside.
Good boy, Hoolie.
Wayne Kamillik's lanky friend
Good boy.
is a good boy,
Okay,
sometimes mistaken
that's okay.
for big
You're fine.
bad. But Hulu is no wolf,
No, you're like a little horse.
even if animal analogies
You look like a miniature donkey.
seem to be his specialty.
It's not a Holstein.
Cows to cats.
Holy cats, there's a big dog out there.
Hulu, here.
Big dog, big
Hi.
job.
This is Hulu. He's come to visit you.
A good puppy.
Leah Anderson became a premature patient when the twin boys she's carrying teased an early arrival.
I've been here, tomorrow I'll be here for 4 weeks. Being in here gets lonely.
A good prescription for lonely is a Great Dane.
It brings me joy, I don't know, happiness.
Yeah.
When Kenny Hendrickson's volunteer office signs up new therapy dogs, they tend to be more like this.
Attaboy.
But Hulu offers patients like Bob Tuborg something smaller dogs can't match.
Hey, buddy.
What's really nice about Hulu, they can just reach their hand over and he's almost the exact height of the bed.
Now, imagine Wayne walking the hospital halls with two Great Danes. He did, until Hulu's sister Tootsie got cancer and died last year.
I don't know who took it harder, me or him.
Only made worse, because Wayne knows what's also coming for Hulu. Down to 155 pounds from his 180 when this photo was taken with a friend.
This is a Great Dane probably towards the end of his days. Yeah.
Life expectancy for a Great Dane?
Yep.
8 to 10 years.
He'll be 8 in April. Good girl.
Which is why this Painesville nursing home is helping train a Great Dane puppy.
This is Wren.
What you looking at?
Wren is the granddaughter of Wayne's beloved Tootsie.
She weighed 23 pounds at 8 weeks, and now she's 123. A puppy at 12 months.
Once trained and certified, Wren will take over from Hulu.
When a dog and a person do this, it's called a lock.
Yes, I loved you.
Nobody else in the room but those two right now.
There's another reason Wayne is drawn here.
These are the staff that took care of my wife for years.
Before Pat loved Wayne, she loved Great Danes. She competed with them. Then Wayne brought Tootsie and Hulu to visit Pat in memory care before she died 2 months before Hulu.
She would say, my babies are here.
Wren and Hulu
Such a gentleman.
are not just providing therapy for patients, staff,
Oh, you found the spot.
and families.
They have been my island. They have been my safe space. They're my therapy, yeah. This is his reward for being such a good dog. So that's it.
Not quite.
We're gonna let her mop the floor now.
Floor to ceiling. Few at the St. Cloud Hospital
Hi.
can bring out such oversized feelings.
You can pet him if you want.
Boyd Hooper, Care 11 News, St. Cloud.
The sweetest dog, aren't you?
He is. He's such a good boy.
Oh my goodness. My dog's a
This next story is about an Atlanta woman who recently celebrated a major milestone, her 107th birthday. But Marge Hatcher wasn't going to let her age bring the vibe of the party down. Caitlin Ross has more on the event that involved police, firefighters, and dancing.
The room
fills slowly, a buzz building for a celebration more than a century in the making. Every day is a gift for Marge Hatcher, who holds on to the things that bring her joy.
I like to read. I like to work in the yard.
And she loves the Atlanta Braves.
Go Braves!
So the Canterfield at Kennesaw filled the room with everything that makes her smile. Program director Sally Wells says she's easy to celebrate.
She gets along with everybody. She loves everybody. She has a great sense of humor. Her spirit is timeless. She's ageless.
But when you reach 107, a cake alone just won't do.
I said, how about firemen? And she popped up. And she said, yes, I want firemen.
Cobb County firefighters didn't just stop by. They came ready to move. And they weren't the only first responders who took to the floor. The Cobb County Sheriff's Office was not about to miss the celebration. In full uniform, deputies twirled, laughed, and stepped right in to Marge's birthday wish.
They all make me feel young. Doggone them.
Her family says this party reflects exactly who she is. And after more than a century of life, she still has advice to share.
Don't be afraid to say something nice to somebody. Even if you don't like them, say something nice to them.
At 107, Marge Hatcher is showing everyone that a life filled with kindness stays sweet to the very last slice.
This party has become a tradition now. Marge has done it every year since she turned 100, and those firefighters and police, they keep showing up every year. Now, if you were watching the Super Bowl, you probably saw that heartfelt Frito-Lay ad, and wouldn't you know it, it involved an Iowa family, their true story, and the legacy of their farm. Haley Bickelhaupt has their story.
Might be time to hang it up.
Farmer Katie Newmiller.
How about one last time?
Hung up the phone a few weeks ago after a surprise call for a new experience.
It's just crazy to think that our story, our hard work is being presented on the big screen.
Frito-Lay asking if they could share Katie and her dad Tom's farm story during the Super Bowl. Newmiller Farms grows over 3,000 acres of potatoes a year right here in Carroll County, Illinois.
We've been growing for Frito-Lay since before it was even Frito-Lay. My grandfather grew for them, and it was all on a handshake, and so it's just a legacy that's been passed down.
It's not only a legacy, but a crop-to-chip process that's worked for the Newmillers for years.
If you're eating a potato chip in the Midwest, it probably came from us.
The commercial, filmed with actors, wrapped up in New Zealand a few weeks ago. But the moments depicted on the screen were real for the Newmillers.
When she's a little girl and always wanting to be around her dad, that's how it was growing up.
Including accurate personal examples.
So I would leave him little notes in the tractors, in the bulk trucks, and his truck.
And life memories, even down to these white shoes.
It makes it so special. He's my best friend. He's my rock.
And to add to the excitement, Katie, Tom, and the rest of the family were special guests at the Super Bowl, even wearing their Bears gear.
It's completely different than farming. So we were definitely in the big city for a day.
The commercial may depict Tom handing over the keys to Katie, but that's not the case.
So he's still the first one there and the last one to leave. He's the heart and soul of the farm.
Still growing potatoes and keeping the legacy going. Haley Bickelhaupt, WQAD News 8.
Still ahead, Polar Explorer Will Steger's newest endeavor. But first, we're going to take you back to school. Welcome back. Think back to your high school days. Were you fond of your principal? Do you even remember their name? Well, there is a principal near Sacramento, California, that is leaving an impact and teaching lessons that students will certainly carry with them. Here's Alex Bell.
So we have a greenhouse on our campus.
Principal Ashley Sarin.
So this is flag football for elementary school.
Is no stranger to social media.
The kids are making fresh squeezed lemonade. Best lemonade I'd ever had in my life.
Amazing our youth are. We have students on this campus.
But behind her social media is something deeper.
Dude, I love our school. I love my job. My kids are amazing.
It's really easy to love your job when you work somewhere that's as fantastic as Roosevelt High School is.
Do you see them? They're all like avoiding me now.
Being a principal isn't just her job.
What's up, Peter?
It's her calling.
What's really incredible is I came in as a new person. A lot of people that come to Roseville are generational. They've been here, 25 years working at Roseville High.
We found some of those tenured teachers who have been at the school over 25 years.
Principal Saren has amazing energy. That's the first thing I think most everybody recognizes about her.
Who told us Principal Saren has made campus a place where staff feel
we really lift each other up. And so having that support from your principal, as if they are a family member and that they really care for you as a human being before the teaching and everything.
Her social media showing what's happening in the hallways of Roseville High School.
And yet I hear this narrative out there that Gen Z is whatever negative thing you want to say. I want them to know that they're supported, and I want other people to understand how amazing this generation is.
Her students have also seen the videos, but we asked what their principal is really like offline.
She's always rocking those bell bottoms, man.
She always
rocking those bell bottoms.
Her hair is like, it's styled, but it's still healthy. Like, it's styled every day, but it still looks
But more than her hair and bell bottoms, these seniors told us.
She's supportive of everybody, no matter who they are, as someone who's so busy and so involved that she truly does make time for her students.
Something that I've learned from her is that as much as this school, like book smart and how learning things in school is important, at the end of the day, who you are as a person, and that's what matters. She's honestly making peacemakers, she's making loving people, and that's way farther than any sort of schooling can take you.
As a former teacher, Principal Saren says it's important that she never loses that connection with students, even recalling how a few wrote her a letter.
Oh, you're gonna make me cry. Hold on, I don't wanna cry.
Sharing the impact that she's had on them.
And I'm still able to make that positive impact on the people that matter the most is our students here on campus.
Why did that make you emotional?
Because that's why I do what I do. I want to make a difference, and I want to make an impact, and I want to be positive. And so it was almost like look, it's working. Like, you are, so.
Making a difference in someone's life is a gift many of us hope to give one day, just like Principal Saren.
And I think everything she touches, I am going to get emotional, is helping us thrive. And education is such a challenging profession right now. It has been for years.
What makes you emotional about that?
Because we have such a hard job, and knowing that you have somebody that has your back, these are positive tears because there's just a lot of hard days.
And I appreciate everything she has done for me and my family. I had gone through some health issues, and she was right there. What do you need?
Because she's truly a change maker, and not because of policy, but because of who she is and what she does.
Who's winning? I want to try.
She tries everything, and it inspires students and other people to do that too.
Yes!
Miss Saren, don't change a thing.
Thank you.
Having a leader like that, like Mrs. Saren, it changes not only how you use school, but who you are as a person. Your personality is genuinely so beautiful, and we can't thank you enough.
From the school office to the basketball court, a boys basketball team in Lackawanna County, Pennsylvania, is getting some national attention after a play that you have to see to believe. The Dunmore Juniors securing a buzzer beater during a heated rivalry game, and Jack Culkin spoke with the player who took that game-winning shot.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime shot. That sealed the deal in Tuesday night's varsity boys basketball game between the Dunmore Bucks and Old Forge Blue Devils.
I didn't even think I was capable of doing that.
It was honestly an amazing feeling. Like, I know he hit the shot, but it felt like I hit the shot too. Just the whole fans crowding the court.
With just 2 seconds left, senior Braden Canavan pulled up from half court and hit nothing but net.
It just went in, and then all I remember is celebrating with all my teammates and the fans.
I seen him hit half-court shots hundreds of times, so as soon as he released that, I knew it was going in.
The excitement around the buzzer beater win against the crosstown rivals spread fast. It was seen by millions Wednesday morning when it was featured as a top shot on national television.
My dad actually woke me up at 5 o'clock in the morning to show me it, and I was actually stunned to see it. I didn't think it would get number one on the ESPN's top shot, so I was just stoked to see that, and it was great. It was a great feeling,
I'm sure everybody around the area and throughout the country who's from Dunmore sees that clip and is so proud of it.
The win moves the Bucks to 15-1 on the season. And while another shot like this would be nice,
I don't know. We'll see about that. We'll have to take each game, one at a time. We'll see what happens.
Another win will be just fine. Jack Culkin, Newswatch 16, Lackawanna County.
Now to a serious story with a very happy ending in Grand Rapids, Michigan. A life lesson involving a kindergarten student and those who saved his life. Here's Matt Gard.
Just like any kid,
6'7".
Lemuel McQueen loves to have fun.
He's the wildest bunch.
But a morning of play at Palmer Elementary would prove to be anything but a good time.
I got a call, or I'd say around 11, that he had collapsed at recess. He went into cardiac arrest. He was unresponsive. I didn't know what to think. I didn't know how to respond. I remember sitting on the phone and just listening. I could hear them saying, "Lemuel, Lemuel."
Luckily for Lemuel, Grand Rapids Public Schools are prepared.
In all of our buildings, our nurses lead our what we call medical emergency response teams, and we have AEDs in every building as well. And the teams practice; they run a drill every year for medical emergencies.
They were able to bring him back within 5 minutes.
Wow.
The whole staff. And the way they responded, that's amazing. I believe that having the knowledge that they did, knowing CPR, how to use the AED machine, how to respond, saved his life.
The response staff at Palmer did not want to be interviewed, understandably, still processing what happened that day. But district leaders say they did exactly what was needed.
Yeah, just immensely proud. It still gives me chills just thinking about it. I have no words other than being just so grateful and moved that, he's okay.
Now the American Heart Association wants to help more schools set up a cardiac emergency response plan.
It sets the guidelines of how many people should be on that team. How many people are you training? Who knows the CPR? Who knows where the AED is? Who has the keys if it's locked up? Who's checking to make sure that the equipment is going to work properly? We know that when schools have the plans, we've seen survivors come out of that.
As for this survivor,
I'd say by the third day, he was himself. Nothing ever happened.
Lemuel is back to school having fun with friends.
Go, 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 go.
Just like any kid should be.
I was really appreciative.
Still to come, he has accomplished so much in his life. But what polar explorer Will Steger is doing now, he hopes will be his legacy. Welcome back. Way up north in Minnesota, way off the grid, lies a one-of-a-kind architectural landmark set to open in a matter of months. It's being built by a well-known Minnesotan, legendary polar explorer Will Steger. He's pulled off a slew of firsts in his life, but this is what he hopes will be his legacy. Heidi Wigdahl has more on the new center, its mission, and the man behind it.
Nature can paint a picture of what's possible. 12 miles from Canada, at the end of the road in Ely, Minnesota. It's in nature.
Isn't this pretty?
Will Steger
Really touching.
finds the answers.
To me, life is about beauty. This is raw beauty all the time here.
The beauty, bordered by the Boundary Waters,
We're North Country here.
brought Will to Ely at 19, where he built his first home.
Woodworking is really peaceful. Working with your hands.
Will was not only self-taught,
I never had formal instruction.
but a self-starter.
It all had to do with my parents.
He grew up one of 10 kids with the freedom to explore.
We had pretty much total freedom. As a young kid, I never saw boundaries. That's what made all the difference.
Since his 20s, Will has lived here off the grid in the wilderness. 25 of those years without a road.
Biggest compromise in my life was putting a road in. Never thought I'd see that, but I put the road in order to build the center here.
The Steger Center sits next to Will's cabin, an architectural marvel, decades in the making.
I've been building this since 1987. I wanted to build a center in the wilderness to bring national and world leaders. I thought that would make the biggest impact on my life.
The goal is to bring leaders together to solve seemingly unsolvable problems.
What I'm doing here, it's only possible in nature. You couldn't achieve that type of inspiration that you needed and togetherness within a group. It's all about a team.
Will has worked in teams his whole life, most notably
the pole had never been done unsupported.
As a polar explorer.
And everybody said it was impossible. I really realized I could do that.
But not alone. In March of 1986, an 8-member team set out on what would become a 56-day journey to the North Pole.
We had 5 sleds. Each sled carried 1,700 pounds of food, and we left at 72 below zero. I mean, it was just like brutal. Ice ridges, 30, 40 feet high that we had to chop. It was no certainty until the moment we got there, and even then we didn't know if we had made it. It was kind of doing almost the impossible.
On May 1st, the 1986 Steger International Polar Expedition made history as the first unsupported expedition to the North Pole.
I also knew that the world would open up to me if I made the pole, and it did.
What followed was a slew of more firsts. But behind every expedition was a purpose and a platform. In 89 to 90, Will led the first dog sled traverse of Antarctica. 6 people, 6 different countries, one goal of preserving Antarctica from mineral exploration.
That drew world attention, and the leaders changed their opinion. Through a 2-year project, it was reversed, and Antarctica now is preserved. Diversity is your power. Strong opposing viewpoints around a common goal. It has to be facilitated. Facilitation is key.
That's the foundation of the center.
But my ultimate legacy is the Steger Center.
While in a tent in Antarctica, Will designed the center.
That was the drawing I made.
Going from an idea to a reality.
I spent about $250,000 a year for 30 years on this place. There were years I couldn't walk in there. It was just like, wow, there's so much to do.
But now it's nearly finished.
Electricity here is all solar, off the grid, period.
100% of their own energy will power every floor.
5th floor, yeah.
Offering a new view.
Romeo and Juliet deck. You cannot do this without a quiet mind, and that's what the wilderness is about.
The quiet mind, the explorer's mindset, and collective wisdom, the center's 3 core principles.
Because of this divisive world, it's almost a collective nervousness. People are out of touch and really struggling to try to find the solutions.
It's his hope. It's found in the wilderness.
I'm always in it for the long run. I've seen faith and effort and the impossible, and I've actually seen it happen.
During the pandemic, Will donated everything but his cabin and 20 of the 240 acres to the nonprofit. They are now fundraising to finish the campus. They're currently raising funds for Phase 1, which will help them complete the commercial kitchen and also a building that will include 12 bedrooms. They did have a trial run with their first leadership retreat at the center last year and have 4 groups already coming this year, starting in August. Thanks for joining us for Your Good News. We hope this half hour of Zen will make your day just a little bit brighter. And until we see you again, have an excellent week, friends.